Check out this free video and make sure you hit like and subscribe. The other thing I want to say about the MJF Hangman thing is, MJF, he grew up watching WWE, and you can see that a lot of his stuff is somewhat WWE inspired, and that makes some people mad, but, I mean, WWE does a lot of things right. They do a lot of things wrong, but, I mean, the idea that they don't do anything right, I mean, they're clearly doing something right now at least. But my thing with the one big difference between AEW and WWE is that WWE fans are more into kind of the storytelling aspect. The matches are, the match quality is less important than I think it is to AEW fans. AEW fans really do want great wrestling. And I think WWE fans, they don't want bad wrestling, but they will accept, good wrestling, especially if it's got, a finish. And so my point is, with these stipulations they've added to this match, I mean, we'll see what happens on Sunday, but it is going to be more a storytelling match. MJF is going to try to get the guy to DQ himself. MJF is going to try to get the guy counted out. MJF is, it's going to be more the story of he's trying to win using these stipulations that he has attached to this. And then if he loses, that he's going to try to lay the guy out and cash in. And then, per my scenario, Mark Briscoe's going to stop that from happening, and we go on. So I just feel like this would be something that I think the WWE fans would be more accepting of. But for AEW fans, this is a match where the match would be miles better without these stipulations. Hangman Page and MJF could have an incredible wrestling match, okay? An incredible World Championship wrestling match. That's not what this is going to be. I'm not saying it won't be good. It might be great. But I find it hard to believe that, when the match ends, I'm not going to sit there and think, this would have been better as just a straight wrestling match. Yeah, we shall see.
I think the difference you were trying to explain, I think WWE more so uses the matches to advance the stories, where AEW uses the stories to set up the matches. And in this case, I think it's more the WWE version of the story will be furthered by the match. And again, I think AEW fans much prefer the really great matches. And I think because he wrestles so seldom, people forget how good MJF actually is at just wrestling.
Yes. Yes, we had this argument years ago, Lance. I still don't agree with you, really. I kind of see what you're saying, but, if you watch AEW, a lot of what they do, a lot of their booking is merely set up by matches. How many times have I seen a show?
All the angles with the WWE guys.
Well, no, but WWE does more of, okay, this guy attacked this guy in catering. This guy spilled coffee on this guy. This guy, whatever. They'll do more stuff like that to set up matches, whereas much of AEW is, well, these guys are getting a match because they're on a 2-match win streak. Or these guys are getting the championship because we did a tournament and they won. They book via the matchmaking. That's the big thing about Tony is a matchmaker more than he is a booker. And I think remember, I've told this story 1,000 times. I hate repeating my material. Remember they had that poll years ago. It was on Twitter, something who has better storytelling, WWE or AEW? And WWE won by a landslide. And I was like, how? Because this was during the period. This was during the period where Vince was booking, and it freaking sucked. And I was like, how can... And the reason was, and I learned it one day when I watched a pay-per-view, there had been a string of a month of Vince booking, and it sucked. And they would book matches and then change it the next week. And, they'd announce 7 matches, and none of them would happen on Raw. And it was just a complete mess. And then I remember watching a pay-per-view, and whoever this poor bloke and his team were that were responsible for putting these video packages together, this guy wasn't paid nearly enough. I watched the video packages that they put together for this pay-per-view, and it was oh my God, how did they make this seem like a coherent story? Because if you watch the TV, it wasn't. But the point was, they did such a great job with these video packages that I think the fans, they bought into this great storytelling. And what it actually was terrible storytelling, but some guy was good enough to make a video package where you believed the storytelling was actually good. Whereas if you watch AEW, it's like back then, they would do a good job building matches and storylines through the booking, through the matchmaking, but they wouldn't do, okay, here's a video package of why this match is happening. Here's a recap of why this is happening. They wouldn't do any of that. So fans, if you were not like a hardcore AEW fan, you'd watch Dynamite and you'd be like, there's no storytelling here. They're just doing matches.
Are you one of those youngsters today who listens to Spotify? I don't even know what it is. But I do know this. All of our podcasts are available at Spotify. You can head up right now and sign up. The easiest way to do so, f4wonline.com/Spotify. And for just $9.99 per month, you can listen to 84 podcasts on any given month. 84! 2 to 3 podcasts every single day covering pro wrestling and mixed martial arts. And if you think about $9.99 per month, that's just pennies per day. So check it out today on Spotify. That's f4wonline.com/Spotify. f4wonline.com/Spotify.